Welcome back to my channel, guys. Next in food, I am your diva chef, Simone Barrett. Summer is just around the corner, so you know what time it is. It's time to go outside and do some cooking outside. Today I want to share with you how to make jerk pork chops. I'm just fighting to put my gloves on. Okay, so it's time to learn how to do some jerk. And I'm starting you off with pork chops because it's very easy to cook. And so it's a good cut of meat to do your first jerk party with. Now, pork chops can come from the shoulder or from the loin. This is a loin chop, so this is actually part of the rib, and this is the loin. So this is a loin, and this is a very tender cut of meat. So I suggest that you buy the loin chops. These are cut a little bit thin. You can ask your butcher to cut yours thicker because thicker is better. Now, I made a jerk marinade, jerk seasoning in a previous video. We will put the link below for you to see how that is done. So I want to show you how to season the pork chop for your jerk pork chops. First, you're going to need some salt. Salt is very, very important, especially for pork. It really helps to bring out the flavor of the pork because pork can be very mild tasting. And if it doesn't have enough salt on it, you know, it tastes a little bit flat. So don't be afraid. This is approximately 1 kilo of pork chops. And I just added a whole tablespoon of salt to it. I also like to add, because I'm going to be cooking it over the grill, I like to add a little bit of fat, just a little bit of oil. The oil helps the marinade to stick on it. And then here is our jerk marinade. You can click the link below to see how this is done. I'm adding 4 tablespoons at first. 4 tablespoons of the jerk seasoning, and you want to rub each and every pork chop with that jerk marinade. Jerk is a traditional way of cooking meat. It is said that it was introduced to Jamaica by the Maroons, and it is done usually with over pimento wood that gives it a nice smoke. However, as a jerk evolved, you can do it. Some people do it in their oven. You can do it over charcoal, like I'm going to show you how that is done today. So we don't have enough pimento trees to make coals for jerking, so we just use regular charcoal, and we try and keep the seasoning as traditional as possible. You want to make sure pimento is in the seasoning. You want to make sure Scotch bonnet is in it. You want to make sure ginger is part of the jerk seasoning. Of course, scallion must be a part of the jerk seasoning. You want to also make sure you have salt in the jerk seasoning, and for color, you can add some soy sauce. See how beautiful our loin chops are? These are cut about 1/2 inch thick because I don't want to spend too long jerking these loin chops. So if you are a beginner, pork chops, pork tenderloin, pork loin is an excellent cut of meat to try your hand at jerk with. It also overcooks very quickly, so you have to pay attention to that. I'll show you how that is done. But most importantly, you want to get the flavor on. Jerk seasoning, it can be mild or spicy. This one is mild because you can control the amount of pepper that you put in it. And I'm going to be cooking this over charcoal. So we're going to cook this outside. I will show you what it looks like on the coal. And we're going to be serving this today with some tamarind sauce because we really love the flavor of the tamarind. It goes well with the savoriness of the jerk. So I soon come back and show you how all of that is going to go together. Alright guys, so our pork chops have been marinating for 30 minutes and now we're outside. Remember I told you summertime, so we're cooking outside and I'm cooking over my charcoal grill. This is what it looks like. Everything is nice and hot. I've gone ahead and light the coals. And you hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear when you're grilling. You want to make sure that the grill rods are hot when you're grilling. And this pork chops, we will be grilling it 3 minutes per side. I'll show you what it looks like when we turn it over. Alright guys, so our pork chops is ready. Remember that the pork chops overcook easily. You want to take it off and just put it in a container and allow it to rest. So I'm putting mine in a silver bowl. I'm going to cover it with foil and just let it rest for 10 minutes or so. And then I'm going to cut it in small pieces and show you what the finished product looks like. Alright, so you cover it with foil. It's very important to make the meat rest after you roast it. It helps the juices to redistribute inside the meat. And I'll do this for 10 minutes and then I'll cut it up in small pieces. I'll show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so our jerk pork chops have been cooked and resting for about 15 minutes now. I'm just going to cut them in small pieces and show you how I serve them. Remember I tell you that the pork chops cook very quickly, you know, so it's very important that you bear that in mind. Look at that, it's juicy, it's tender. And if you desire a fattier cut of meat, you can always use the pork shoulder. But if you want a leaner cut of meat, the loin chops like I'm using today is very affordable and easy to use. So I encourage you to try your hand at some jerk today. Click the link below for how to make the jerk seasoning and make some jerk this summer. It's very easy. If you're a vegan, you can put it on your vegetables and grill them up. If you're a carnivore like me and my family, you can put it on meat and just make some jerk. So I cut it in small pieces so it's easy to serve. And I'm just putting it up on a platter. And as I said before, these are served with some tamarind sauce. I have a line of tamarind sauce from Street Food Saturdays. This one is called Tamarind Boss, and this is absolutely delicious with the jerk. Let me just show you what the consistency looks like. So I put it on the side and the kids will help themselves with how much sauce they would like. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done so. Share, like, comment down below, and I'll see you next time with another Jamaican inspired recipe. I am your diva chef, Simone Barrett. Take care.